Today in YouTuber news, quick bites. Dixie D'Amelio's TikTok account has been hacked. Perez Hilton claims a TikTok creator conspiracy is behind his permanent ban from the app. And Trisha Quits storms off Frenemies podcast while yelling profanities. I'm Benedict Townsend and this is YouTuber news, quick bites, chomp, brought to you by PopBuzz, the only website that wants to build a prom for everyone. Except James Corden. No thank you. Our first story, Dixie D'Amelio's TikTok account has been deleted following a series of bizarre posts from hackers. On Sunday, Dixie's fans noticed that her account had vanished, replaced with a simple error message that reads, "This user doesn't exist." Now, before the account was deleted, several bizarre posts were added to the singer's account from the suspected hackers. One clip was captioned, "Preparing to hack Dixie," straightforward, while others mentioned the Chuckling Squad, a group of online hackers that famously managed to hack the account of Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey in 2019. Shortly after disabling Dixie's account, the hackers moved on to her dad, sharing similar weird videos while also threatening Charlie's account would be next. Now, Dixie responded to the hack on a TikTok Room Instagram post with the comment, quote, "I guess Dixie123 was a bad password." It's nice he has a sense of humor about this. I mean, I hope that's a joke. Now, both Dixie and her dad's account have since been recovered, and to be honest, looking at her dad's TikToks, I wouldn't be surprised if it was Dixie herself who had deleted some of those videos, because bit cringe. The only father who's allowed on TikTok is me. The rat is now my son. That's canon. Our second story, professional creep Perez Hilton has published a whole load of bizarre and emotional videos following his permanent ban from TikTok. In the videos, posted from a backup TikTok account, which of course Perez has, Perez says he was permanently banned from the platform for multiple community guideline violations, claiming his channel is often the victim of, quote, targeted attacks of content reporting by people who simply don't like him. In other words, so many people reported Perez Hilton that he got permanently banned from the app. And I think at a certain point you have to ask, Am I so out of touch? No, it's all the TikTok children who are wrong. During the bizarre and emotional video tirade, Perez claims that when he was being informed of his permanent ban, his TikTok representative gave instances of Perez bullying people on the app, as well as instances of slurs, hate speech, and nudity, all of which Perez denies. An interesting thing to deny on a video app. Now, Perez implies he thinks his ban could have been a result of a, quote, very popular creator wanting him off the app, which a cynical person might diagnose as a severe case of protagonist syndrome. He's since published several more videos saying, quote, "I don't want to seem overly dramatic, but I feel like my world is crumbling." Okay. Guys, I don't want to seem like over dramatic. I don't want to exaggerate too much, but my entire world is crumbling. This feels like a death to me. Again, I thought we weren't going to be overly dramatic. There are people dying, Kim, with tears in his eyes. This grown man, Perez Hilton, goes on to say he's, quote, reached out to Charli D'Amelio and her family. So, I mean, I think we can all work out who that so-called famous creator was, begging them for help, which seems pretty rich considering what Perez has said about Charli in the past. For example, when he criticized her for dancing and wearing a bikini with her friends at the beach. In another follow-up video, he complains that Charli and her family have ignored his messages, which a YouTuber summarized pretty succinctly in a comment, saying, quote, "I can't blame her for ignoring you. She's 16 and you're a 42-year-old man that was harassing her. Boy, bye." In the video, Perez goes on to claim, quote, "Several top creators at TikTok complained to TikTok and threatened to them that if I was not kicked off the app, they would stop using TikTok." That's how you know you're popular, when people are like, "Listen, my whole livelihood is TikTok, but I will stop ticking and talking if this horrible old man is not kicked off this app." And that being said, I just don't know if the amount of people who actually care about Perez on TikTok are the same amount of people as he thinks cares about him on TikTok. You know, he has recontextualized all of this to be about people caring a lot about him. But if what he's claiming about young popular creators complaining to TikTok about him is true, then he should spend some time reflecting on his behavior that could warrant them to want to raise this with TikTok, you know? Maybe look inwards for once. It is incredible that Perez manages to be just despised on every platform he goes onto. He's truly my idol. And finally, our third story, Trisha Quits says she's quitting Frenemies, her podcast with Ethan Klein. That was quick. Trisha and Ethan's relationship has certainly been a rocky one. The YouTubers have sustained a pretty public feud since May 2019. However, the pair came together to create the Frenemies podcast in September this year, starting with an episode about how Trisha is dating Ethan's brother-in-law. The popular podcast has been going strong since then, but it looks like fans may be disappointed after Trisha stormed off the set, cursing during one of the most recent episodes. episodes. And this was all caused by an argument between Ethan and Trisha about Ethan's wife Hila, who has requested not to be mentioned and spoken about on the podcast. Now, H3 and Trisha have both since published follow-up videos about the incident, with Trisha addressing why she quit the podcast and adding some context to her behaviour during the episode. She claims that while she does enjoy the adversarial relationship she has with Ethan on the podcast, she also feels he pushes her to get a reaction. But she says she has since apologised directly to both Ethan and Hila. Now, for his part, in his video, Ethan denies, quote, poking Trisha to get a reaction, and also pointed out that the whole point of the Frenemies podcast is that the pair provoke each other. I mean, it's literally in the name, and I kind of follow him on this line of logic. And in a further follow-up video, Trisha says, quote, I really am done, and that she won't be appearing on next week's episode. So, is this a very effective PR stunt from a duo whose whole relationship is about, arguing with each other in order to get views? Or is it normal family politics? Leave it up to you to decide. But it's the first one. It's going to be definitely the first one, the one about views. Why has this YouTuber done something? Views. It's always views. Or money. And with that, we come to another episode of YouTuber News Quick Bites. Bite! I'll be back on Friday with a brand new episode of YouTuber News, the main show, the full fat show, on Snapchat and also YouTube. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing, either by hitting subscribe on YouTube or by swiping up on the last snap of this story. But either way, look after yourselves, have a great week, and final joke to wrap things up.